Yes, people do see that this is the most serious challenge to the successful containment of the disease since the initial epidemic in Wuhan, a year ago. As you said, actually, it's getting a bit, larger, more provinces getting involved. So far, the number is like 12 provinces have reported cases of the latest round of infection. Uh, so um, I think mostly because there is the normalization of social and economic life in the first place, and then it's the summer vacation time right after the college entrance examination. You do have a lot of people bring their kids basically to other places for traveling, for sightseeing, for relaxation. And then you do see, that's why in Nanjing there's the airport outbreak, and then it is spread to another big event in Hunan province. There's, I think, music show in one event that involves, for example, 2,000 audience. So that is where I think a lot of people are concerned, how many people will be tested positive or with symptoms in the next, for example, week, because it will take some time to review the symptoms and to be tested out. For Nanjing already, Nanjing has a population about 9 million. So the entire city basically have been tested, testing has been done. About I think 204, a little bit more than 200 people have been tested positive so far. So Nanjing people are confident largely, larger cities like Nanjing, Beijing, and other places, people are confident we will do as we have done in the past. That is robust testing, isolation, tracing, and quarantine. So far, people are confident that that will be under control in a few days, in a short period of time. But the concern right now is really about the big event in like Zhangjiajie, Hunan province. How far the infection will go from there.
In the West, we often talk about these breakthrough infections of the vaccinated, those who are vaccinated with Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson. In China, the Chinese are using Chinese-made vaccines. What is this latest uptick in infections teaching us about this virus amongst the vaccinated in China? Are there calls for additional booster shots in China? And are we seeing levels of sickness accompanying the infections?
That's right. I think so far, the information we have is obviously there are breakthrough cases in the Chinese situation. At least a couple of them, we have found out that people they were fully vaccinated and still they got infected. If you look at the number in Nanjing city, for example, 204 tested positive, and there are 9 serious cases. So if you compare that, you can say serious cases or hospitalizations are much fewer than expected, than without the vaccination. So largely, the primary conclusion is like obviously vaccination is helpful to avoid a serious situation, to avoid hospitalization, or the worst case, death. So far, like in Beijing, we have 2 cases, confirmed cases, and 1 asymptomatic case over there. Because Beijing is almost like about 85% of the adult population have been vaccinated. So that is, I think, a comfort for people, let's say. But still, the city is working hard to basically using the previous, I would say, based on the previous experience, to use the robust testing and isolating tracing to cut off the transmission as soon as possible. And yes, there's discussion about a booster vaccination over there, a booster jab, but it's not concluded yet. So the government is still considering the situation, whether there will be a need of a 3rd jab and when it will be done.